Greetings, one and all, to this week's episode of Tenno Clock. We are on episode 424. I nearly said 242, but that's the wrong number entirely. I am your regular yammering monstrosity Xeno, and I am joined by a sensible human being who plays a lot of Warframe, Loz. You play a lot.
He's played more.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I still don't understand the game. Why is this Warframe Anonymous for people who shamefully do not understand the game after 8 years?
I don't get it. Like I've completely failed to comprehend the combat system to this game. I'm just now brain dead entirely, and like I just don't understand how it's there.
A 30-second video earlier where somebody made a DPS frost and it made everything explode, and I'm like, I have no idea what just happened.
I think a large part of the problem for me is the fact that I can't understand. Like, people go on like, "Oh, just use these abilities." It's like, yeah, but everything's dead already, right? My gun is murdering stuff.
No. There's two states. Either you're in most like 80% of the games where you're just chilling and playing, where things just die instantly, or you're in the game mode where they just suddenly stop. There's no in between.
There's like no death at all.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah. You're literally like, it's like all of a sudden your massive death simulator became, I'm just throwing pebbles at them for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I think the best solution for this is for us to talk about emblems. So let's bring up the emblems.
There's a button for that. It's there.
Yep, there we go.
This is the Warframe we understand. Emblems.
This is Warframe we do understand. So we have my bloody lotus. It's
what that is? Oh yes,
it is. It is. But it's very busy. It's very busy. I really do like it. It's like, it doesn't scale well, but it's still very nice. And then we have your binary biohazard.
That's a cool name, actually.
Binary biohazard. Yeah, I came up with that.
That's a cool name. That might be what it is. And if that is the case, that is quite amazing. Binary biohazard. That's cool. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I prefer mine.
I prefer yours. I like the simplicity of mine, and if it is actually called Binary Biohazard, that is amazing. However, we can't tell just from the emblem. But I do like yours. It is busy, though.
It is busy. It is very busy.
I wouldn't be able to tell if I stared at that, and I'd be like, oh yeah.
Like, this has been shrunk down.
Yeah.
For, because we have them at certain resolution and things. But I will say, it when I was looking at it...
I was a young lad.
Well, I was younger when I took this picture, so I mean, only a few hours, mind. However, when I did take this, there was like this grey outline around it, which is completely lost. It's like really, really thin outline around it, but completely lost when it shrunk down and things. So I'm wondering if there was some kind of like scaling issue, but not entirely sure. Anyway. There we go. But if you want your chance to win 75 Platinum for your platform of choice, go in the description below where you'll find a link to this week's Google Forms. Simply put in your in-game name, your platform, and you'll enter automatically for a chance to win 75 Platinum. You got to make sure you spell your in-game name correctly, because if you don't, and DE go like, hey, I don't know who this is. Well, neither do I, so I can't do anything about it, and thus no one wins for that platform. It does happen occasionally. Right. Should we get rid of
this is horrible.
What are you eating?
Cadbury's chocolate made with almonds instead of milk.
Isn't that super bad for the environment?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
like, people might actually say no, it's made from almonds. It's not,
it's vegan.
But
is the thing. So,
but the big thing is the sheer volume of water it takes to actually grow almonds.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely crazy.
Same thing with avocados. But however, we are not here to fix the world's issues with the thing. We're here to fix our own with Dojo Dusting.
Dojo Dusting. Right. So
what
is... I don't know how we're doing so well today, but anyway,
segueing.
So the first thing
I did start.
We have.
Yes, I did. Good.
The first thing we have is the Platinum giveaway. So I spoke to D, and they were like, "Hey, did you look in the right place for the giveaways and things?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." No, I didn't. So yeah, the giveaways. So we got a giveaway that's coming up, and we've got winners. So Robo 11500 on PC, No Lock, No Axe on PlayStation, TD Stranger 101 on Xbox, and Nick Knight on Switch. You've all won 75 platinum for your respective platforms. So, yep, there we go.
Didn't you have a Prime Access you were giving away?
That's done.
Oh, who won that?
Oh gosh, I do have the details here.
I must have been asleep for that one. Clearly didn't celebrate it enough.
Do I have their in-game name to hand? Because I don't want to give away their personal details, because that's pretty much what I ever have to work with.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I must have just ignored what episode that was. Everyone's like, "Oh, that was 2 episodes ago. You were drunk."
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't announced in this.
Oh what?
Right, because that was all Twitter, right? So, but it was Lord 69 Shax on PC who won.
I'm disappointed in you. You must announce on Tenno Clock. We care about Lord 69 Shax because that is an awesome name. Nice. Right. Do you have any other Dojo Dusting?
No.
Okay, then we move steadily along to the War Report. Well, what's going on in Warframe this week? I do not have a lot of noise to talk about Warframe this week, but what I will let you know, if anyone who cares, that the Verve Ifrit Kubro armor is now, for anyone who's Twitch Prime and subscribe to Twitch Prime, log in on that, and you can get, or just log in game and get your account synced with Twitch, your Warframe account synced with Twitch, and you get that as part of the bundle. So go for it. Also, I think on release day of this, the last chance for Prime Resurgence Part 2, which is the final part of Prime Resurgence, is live, literally as we go live. I think that's going up. So,
no, they go out the day after. So it's like Tuesday it starts. Yeah.
Okay, well, the day after this, then, or you might be able to catch part 1 then if you want. But just to let people know, do not miss out. If you want any of that Prime stuff, who knows when that stuff is coming back? Go for it now. Also, if you're farming for what are they called, Aya, make sure you get your farming in. That's coming out. That's going to end soon too. And what happens to any Aya you've got left over?
I think it just. Oh no, there's no. We know that Regal Aya disappeared, so I'd assume regular Aya is the same.
There we go. So just so you're aware. So that's it for the War Report of this week. So
whoa. So one additional thing. We know that...
We know nothing.
Oh, yeah, we do. Caliban has now entered the Tenno platform. So hopefully we'll actually start seeing some Caliban designs coming in. We do actually have a Tenno community shout out at the end of the show. And also there was some news. I don't know.
I got Nuggles.
Prime... Sorry. Yeah, you did. I think it was like during prime time. They announced that they have the opportunity to turn on the Razorback Armada and the Balor Fomorian. However, because no one's in the studio to press the magic button, that they ain't running. So that was, I think, the only other bit of news.
Well, actually, that's confusing. I thought everything was remote working still there.
Yeah, but the servers might actually require someone to go log in.
Wow.
Well, it depends if the server's actually at their office, which would make a lot of sense if it was.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Right.
Right. Now we're moving on to the topics for this week. So our topics for this week is topic 1. Wait, that is the... Yes, okay, sorry, I'm in the right doc. People really don't need to be that toxic when doing Eidolon Hunt. And topic 2, Ballast can call the Lotus a bitch. I can't name a kit gun. Base Blaster. DE, please loosen up on the airtight profanity filter on your M-rated game. Right, okay, so topic 1. People really don't need to be that toxic when doing Eidolon Hunt. Everyone wants to do an Eidolon Hunt, and not everyone has the perfect build. People generally try to keep up and will unintentionally do the perfect thing. And some people will have god tier builds to one-shot an Eidolon-Loz. If you are struggling to carry or... Huh?
I'm not an Eidolon, am I?
No, I thought your Opticore could one-shot an Eidolon.
No way.
Oh, I thought it could.
No way.
If you are struggling to carry or do not feel like carrying, respectfully tell them to leave or deny them. If they are doing things wrong, teach them and see how they improve. You won't always get a perfect hunt every time. Some will ask you for your advice and about your build, and they will look up to you and remember you. Commas! Geez, so many ands. If you have the power to carry all 3 people, hell, do it. You are just that badass. Not everyone likes to get carried. Always. Eventually, they will learn from you. Not everyone will use Google or YouTube and expect them to know. Not everyone will use Google and YouTube and expect them. I assume that's expecting them to know everything.
I don't think English is this first person's language.
Yes. Is this first person's language?
Yes.
What about their third person's language?
Well, it might be the third person's language, but if it's not the first person's language, expect some discrepancies because it's hard.
What is second person?
Like the person you're talking to.
Yeah, so we have first person shooters, we have third person shooters, we never have second person shooters. Feels disappointing. Anyway, some will. What?
What? Oh.
Anyway, some will want.
That would be literally the view of the Grenier you're shooting.
It's called a movie.
No. What?
Some will. Well, you don't get the control, do you? Someone else doing all the stuff.
What?
Some will want to learn the game just from the game itself and people they meet. You don't need to be toxic and make fun of them. You always have the option, teach them, double check if they can do their task and what you are looking for. Lastly, you can always deny them. How do you feel about this topic?
Is that where it ends there? Okay, so on the actual topic, you don't need to be toxic and make fun of them. You can always option teach them. Double check if they can do their task and what they are looking for. Lastly, you can always deny them. Remember, you were also one of them when you started the game. Hate won't solve anything. It will only bring problems and a waste of time. Thank you for reading. Have a cookie.
Did I actually say that?
That's what it says in the actual text, yep. And they put a cookie emoji, so I have a cookie. Yay. But I agree with this completely. But that's part of the reason why I don't do Eidolon hunts a lot. And if I do, I try and solo them, but I can only really solo the first one. Yeah, I do feel it's this kind of mentality, but I don't rail against it. If that's what people want to do, that's what people want to do. They're just doing it. It's just if you step into the lion's den, you just gotta sometimes expect to be bitten a few times. Could the people be more accommodating? Yes, but at the same time, they're trying to expect that you're there to do the job, and so you prepare a bit for it at least. I would say. But D's not put any restrictions upon it in any way, like MR checks or anything. Maybe if they allowed you to do that, like you could solo queue for general Eidolon hunting or do a mastery rank, 8 or above only or something like that. And then if people join that or you complain, like you got no excuse, and so yeah. So I don't know. When was the last time you did an Eidolon hunt with people, or did you?
Ages and ages and ages.
Random.
Never.
Yeah, that's the thing I was waiting for. I mean, because there's things that people who don't realize. When Xeno goes, I wish to do something, he basically he consults his web of influence and then plucks people from it and goes, "You're doing this with me now." Well, no, he asked them nicely, and then they do it. So he never needs to use puppies for anything.
I do get. There are instances where I do play with people. Like there's a couple of instances in my mind when it comes to Eidolon hunts where someone will take a frame that is a dead set polar opposite to what I need, right? So, for example, you're well aware that my Oberon build requires I take health damage in order to regain my energy. And I take health damage to constantly pump out healing, and I can out heal the health damage. At one instance, we were playing with someone, and they insisted, no matter what, they had to bring Harrow. Right? That was their go-to frame. That was the only frame they were interested in playing, and they wanted to play Harrow. What does Harrow's fourth ability do?
It's got invincibility on it, isn't it?
It's got invincibility.
Yep.
Which means I don't take any damage. Worse still, the invincibility does not apply to the Eidolon lures, right? So the lures still take damage. At least they did when we were doing this. So the lures are taking damage, which means all my energy is being depleted by healing. As soon as my healing is, as soon as my energy is depleted, my healing's off, and then they just die. And I asked repeatedly, please don't turn on your invincibility, right? Do not use your ultimate. But that's all I'm good for. That's all it's like, no, you can just do this, right? We can just fight the Eidolon without doing this and losing all the lures. They were not healing the lures. I don't even know if Harrow can heal the lures. I assume he can, right? And
well,
it got
the second ability does restore health to nearby allies. I don't know if that will heal allies.
I assume it will. I assume it will heal the lures, right? But I'm very, very sure that target objectives.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, apparently according to Wiki. Yeah.
Yep, target objectives cannot be made invulnerable under any conditions. So, like limbos, cataclysm, you cannot protect a defense objective with that, right? So you know, and I kept on asking them, please don't do this. Oh, I don't see how I'm doing anything wrong. And ultimately, we just failed to kill the terrorist, right? It took the whole, is it 20, 25 minutes? And we failed to kill the terrorist because we kept on having to go farm new lures because this one person wouldn't stop using Harrow's ultimate. And we failed.
But they could. So they were using their 4. Yeah, I see what happened. So they're saying they were using their 4 and that's only good for, but they could have done their 2 and their 3. Well, their 2 should have kept the lures up.
They could have just left the healing to me, right? That's it. Like, they just didn't have to do it. Just shoot the Eidolon. That's all you have to do.
And all they were really getting from it was the invulnerability and also a headshot damage bonus or headshot crit bonus. Retaliation provides a 5% base critical chance plus X critical chance converted from total damage prevented at a rate of 1.50 per 100 damage prevented. Yeah. So they were giving a critical chance bonus, which in theory should have helped you kill the Eidolon quicker, but if they weren't doing that 2 as well to actually take over the healing of the lures, yeah, then that's useless. And they could have also been providing. Also, the thing is, I don't know if this person was playing the whole thing because if they were doing the 3, they should have also been able to generate energy for you. So you should have been had energy generated as well. So I don't get what they were doing.
Neither do I. But this is what happened, and you can have shitty Eidolon hunts.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes the Eidolon hunts just go perfectly smoothly. Sometimes, like we've had it where we were taking a couple of our friends to do an Eidolon hunt. They didn't like the Eidolon hunts in the slightest, and you and I had to carry them. But at no point in time were they doing anything that was preventing us from doing our jobs. Right? So there are instances where you do get this God, what's the correct word? You get a scenario, you get a situation where effectively you're fighting against each other. You know, you're pushing back against each other, and as a result, it causes you to stagnate. You don't go anywhere, and it just makes the whole experience unpleasant. Now, do I think this person's reaction is coming from that direction? I honestly don't know. You know, it could be that they are the Harrow and I've lost my shit and I've told them, for the love of God, play something else. Or it could be a simple situation where this person's input is genuine and honest and like they are there to learn, right? But it's very difficult in a pubby situation. There's such communication barriers. Like, this is something I wish video games did leagues better, right? In terms of opening channels of communication, right? I am dyslexic, right? I'm severely dyslexic. I struggle to read, right? When Loz and I are doing 10 o'clock, I always change the page layout of our Google Notes so it's a black background with white writing. It makes it so much easier for me to read, and I still struggle. You can see how much I struggle. So me trying to read text chat is really difficult, and more often than not, I won't do it. Right? More often than not, I will talk to people over comms. I'd much rather do that than anything else. That was the whole grand plan of the whole YouTube thing, is to make enough friends that I don't ever have to use text chat. But, you know, there's very little allowance for something like that in
Oh, actually, no. I can do better than that, can't I?
what
Ignore that.
what
Ignore.
you
You keep talking.
Okay, cool. Like, and again, like, I wish video games did more for in-game chat communication. I feel that there is an opportunity that is to be had with a an allegiance, an alliance between a games developer studio and a platform like Discord or Guilded or Mumble or TeamSpeak, where you put the chat integration through a server or a channel or something like a service that specializes in voice over IP communication, and you're just gonna fly, right? It's like, for example, what well Loz is doing whatever he's doing. For example, in
keep going.
huh?
You keep telling, yeah.
In you know, the digital industries, in web-based technologies and things, emails are like some of the oldest form of technology out there, and they are like the least developed element of IT ever, right? They were initially conceived back in the early 80s, and then that's it, right? They've barely had any form of iteration on them. Setting up an SMTP, so an email server to send out emails, takes days, if not weeks, God forbid, months to get working properly, right? To the point of there are companies out there like Postmark, Mailgun. God, what was the other one we use? MailChimp. There's a bunch of them. There are companies out there that specifically specialize in dealing with emails so you don't have to. So why can't this exist between communication in video games with companies that specialize in that sort of software? And I think Loz is queued up to do something.
What?
And
I'm
no,
playing on
you're
my
not?
Switch. What?
You started playing on your Switch?
Yeah.
You're playing
I
Metroid
know.
Dread again?
No, playing Zelda.
Oh, okay.
No, but I was like, why is he talking about FTP servers and things?
Well, I was buying time.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, he didn't need to do that. I was like, God, I'll let him finish his rant, whatever he's doing. Okay. No. I was just going to suggest alternatives. So, were you trying to suggest that what we need is better voice over the game would fix it?
Yeah.
Is that what you were trying to suggest, right?
Well, no, I was suggesting get the game to use services that already exist. Get it to use Discord. Get it to use
Oh, with
Mumble.
their
Get it to
integration.
use...
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I think you need to, and hang on, let me just we need to copy something that World of Warcraft has, which you can see there.
Yeah.
It's meme number 9 if you want it to look at the full image. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what this has, I don't know when they introduced this. I think it must have been late Warlords of Draenor or Legion, or it might have been in there for longer, but it didn't get
Pre-made.
used. So it's no, but the thing about the pre-made group system here is you can list whatever you want. So on the right hand side, so there's obviously Dungeon Finder, which is I want to do this dungeon, and it puts a group in to do that. Raid Finder, we want to do this raid on the Raid Finder tier, do that. Then they got the pre-made group thing. Now you can put a pre-made group for whatever you want, and the reason why I suggest this is because obviously, like World of Warcraft, there's a hell of a lot of different things you can do these days in Warframe. So much that I don't want some preset options. I don't think it's helpful to them to put, oh, let's have a drop down that has like Eidolon hunting and Profit Taker. It's like no, make it future proof. You could literally type in whatever custom group you want in this. You could say, I want to make a group to have a dance party. I want to have a group to have a mount off. I want to have a group. Let's do a PvP duel. Nobody does that, obviously, but you could put that in there if you want to. What most people use it for is things like let's go farming transmog items, transmog farming group, and then say what raid they're going in, or let's go farm achievements of this previous raid tier, or let's go do this sort of thing. And you can see on there, what have we got? We've got I'm looking up myself on this. Let's get the full image up. We've got Dust Trader Chanter Hut. I don't know what that is. Bank custom PVE. I don't know what it is. Oh, at the bottom there, Dynastia is up. I assume that's a raid boss or something. So, people can put groups, whatever. And it's a system that allows you to type in the field what it is you want the group to do. I think Warframe needs this sort of thing. So you could say like, oh, but you can make this within the chat system. No, the chat system is you just sort of running into a room that's already crowded with people, putting your hands together and yelling, anyone want to come do an Eidolon hunt? And it's like, if people can hear you in the stream of messages, they might come and find you. What this does is it puts a thing up saying, doing Eidolon hunt. And then you could even put a capacity of what you want. You could even make a list or a little bit of information, maybe a little text box. You can for this as well. When you hover it, a tooltip pops up and lets people know. Normally they say like, if they're doing a raid tier, you must have a gear score of this level, or you must already have this achievement to come join our group. We will check, so you can do that sort of thing. People could put looking for Trinity for this Eidolon raid, and then once the people have joined, it gets removed from the list. So you can set that I want 4 people. Back if we had trials, you could have like I want 6 people or 7 people to join, and that it allows customer numbers to join. You can set up that. I mean, there it's got like you see like tank, healer, and DPS, and you can set out what you want to join in your group. The capacities for it, and they join, and it closes the group off. And you could do something similar for Warframe, that like you're looking for this, and that people can maybe just look on a window and it says, oh look, people are looking for a Loki to do Eidolon hunting. Oh, I'll join in on that. Click.
So a part of me wonders if it's. I like this. Don't get me wrong. I just want to nail out some technical issues that I could, some user experience, like sore points of friction that I think could come up, right? What happens if you ask for players to bring a specific Warframe? Do you think, I just want 4 chromas. I'm bringing a chroma. I want another 3 chromas. Do you think that would be a point of contention? That
no,
you
right,
were like, but I want to, yeah.
So you'd put up a thing there saying all chroma only Tridalon, right?
Yeah.
And if people join it, that's because they intend to join the chroma only Tridalon. If they then decide to bring something else, you'd be like, I'm quitting. Why? Because this was advertised as chroma only Tridalon, and you've not brought chroma. Yeah. Now, if people want, I think you could say, what happens if people just keep joining and trying to join with anything with the wrong things? It's like, well, that might happen, but I think it'd be the bare minimum. Most average people won't even use this sort of system. They just click, I want to do Tridalon on the general Tridalon group, which is the equivalent of let's say the dungeon finder there. It's a separate thing, like just joining the bounty from Konsu. Just I want to do Tridalon, just that. So it's not an issue because those people have their pathway. So I don't think there'll be a lot of people trying to sneak into groups with the all chroma lol would do Tridalon night with their Banshee for some stupid reason.
Yeah, I feel that maybe a point of getting this to work is you can actually see the portraits of the Warframe types. So the Warframes that are already in that group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we already actually have that in game. It's already there on the escape menu, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It just needs to be brought out. So, you know.
Yeah. So I think something like this could seriously help with maybe you could go with like this is a Eidolon teaching event.
In fact, you just saying that about bringing out the thing, doesn't that technically that UI already exists because it did it for trials, didn't it?
Did it?
When you put in your group together with 8 people, you had a special screen that showed you all the people and what they were using. I think I'm pretty sure.
But you did. But I'm just talking in this instance for just the profile images of the warframes.
You want more information than that. You just don't want a picture. You want to be listing all the information.
So do you think it would just be like hover over this, get full details?
No, I think so. What it would do is obviously like have this sort of screen for the people advertising. When you click on it and you go join, and they come in, you then fill a slot, and it shows you what gear you're going to bring.
Oh yeah. You know? Okay, I'm down for something like that. And then so you form the group. Yeah, I think something like this could go very, very far.
Because you could put everything. You could put we're looking to farm. I want to. It makes it better than just a chat system to put groups together. Because there's so many different things in Warframe. So we'd be like, I want to do Railjack. Then you could say, I want to do farm the. Oh, I always forget the names. Peculiar mods. I want to go fishing. You know, these are. There's so many things that just allow people to type in custom boxes what they want their group to do, and then it allow people to go, oh. You could just sit there and you could have filters, or you could even you could search. So, for instance, if I was a player looking for a group, I could type at the top there Molten Core, for instance, as a raid from World of Warcraft, and then I could look for groups that do a Molten Core. So, equally, I could type fishing or Profit Taker, and that way I could look for any groups in the system that are advertising for Profit Taker, and it filters out everything out, and it puts the group together simply. I really think we need to move on to something like this because there's just so much content, different content in Warframe, and I just think a giant chat box or a random group picker is just not good enough anymore.
Yeah.
And you could, it basically, people could say it is exactly what the chat system is doing, and it is, but it's facilitating that. It's just giving people a bit of a boost to help themselves get organized.
I think at a minimum, right? Let's have it so that things like the bounties. So, like, I want to do the exploiter orb, or I want to do profit taker, or I want to do the Eidolons, allow us to select those on a screen similar to this, right, from the Lisette.
Oh yeah. This would be on the Lisette.
Yeah. So it's just a case of like being able to jump from this, like, because obviously there's so many points before you get to the thing you want. I think at a minimum, let's make it so that you can jump into Eidolons and all the big sort of events, like small, big, fishing, whatever, as just a generic board, much like the Dungeon Finder and Raid Finder options, before we get this pre-made group thing. I do want the pre-made. Don't get me wrong. I love the pre-made group. That's what I want. But at a minimum, can we at least have Dungeon Finder and Raid Finder?
Oh, well, okay, that's separate to have to want those things. I mean, yeah, I would. Raid Finder would have been, was it Trials? Should have been on that.
Yes.
Dungeon Finder. Well, Dungeon Finder is basically the star chart, is basically what Dungeon Finder is.
Yeah, but no, there's still layers to the star chart before you can actually get into, like, everything that's on the regular star chart. Fine, we don't need that. But what I feel we need is this stuff for. What have we now had added to Nama bounties, right? We've got ghouls.
But do you really want to put a pre-made for that? Do you really?
No, not a pre-made, just the Dungeon Finder.
But you already have that. It's called the bounty. You just go to the bounty page.
Yes, but you have to get there first.
Oh, right? Well, okay, that's a separate issue. Okay, that is a separate issue. I want to kind of because agreed. That's like when I go do Sanctuary Onslaught, I go all the way to a relay and go there because I like facilitating going to the actual thing. It's lazy mode, and it is stupid. Well, no, sorry, that's wrong. I don't like putting everything like that in the Lisette because it encourages basically what they should just lock us in the Lisette all the time and we just load into missions. There's no reason to have all these player housing, the dojo, the relays, unless you have to go there to click on things. I know you say you want that, but fair enough. I mean, I'd put the this system in there, but I wouldn't put normal bounties in there, in my opinion, because I don't like where that leads, because it leads to the same thing. I've seen so many MMOs. World of Warcraft, you never need to go back to the cities to do trainers because you just get your buffs right away. What was it called? Frontal Assault? No, what was that game called? Global Agenda, right? Global Agenda had you living in a dome, and then you loaded into missions. That game had so much potential, but it didn't. It just felt like you were trapped in a dome between missions, and that's exactly what you're pushing towards. You're going to be in a set, you're in a mission. You're in a set, you're in a mission. You're in a set, you're in a mission. It really shrinks the feeling of the world. I don't mind that I have to go. In fact, all I have to do is go down. I can go in open world, and then I'm in the world, and then I talk to someone who gives me the normal bounty, or I load it into Fortuna, and then I go talk to that person who gives me the normal bounty, and then I go out onto the Valis. So that's enough for me.
So here's my question for you.
Yep. I'm gonna put that
because I'm thinking about accessibility and reducing extra steps, right? So let's sod off the whole dungeon finder, right? The bounty finder. What about the pre-made? So with the pre-made groups, does it take you to somewhere specific, or does it just put you in that group?
Oh.
So
yes,
so
no, it just puts you in the group. It just gives you this window, right, which I've now put on screen using this system, and then and then the group is formed, and then you will have to go travel there, because exactly like World of Warcraft, that Warcraft system. Yes, the other two, the Dungeon Finder and the Raid Finder, those actually teleported you into the thing. The third one, what was it called? I've forgotten now. I'll put it back on screen. The pre-made groups, that just put the group together. That's all it's there to do. It's not there to transport you and be your shuttle system. It's just to facilitate putting groups together and put less burden on chat.
Okay, so I'm 100% for this, and I think we fully acknowledge the biggest thing that chat needs to do, or DE need to do, is that when you leave an environment, you maintain the group, right? So the reason why I say this, you're in Cetus. You're doing whatever you want in Cetus. Hey, look, there's an exploiter orb, right? I'll go help do this exploiter orb, blah, 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 blah. You know, this group that's doing exploiter orbs. The second you leave Cetus, you've left the group. Right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. So that this is another separate issue. I know what you mean. So
another separate issue.
It means if you put a group together of people and that they say, we want to do lots of profit takers, and then guy goes, oh, quick, I need you to just go to my foundry for a minute. They have to leave the group to go to their foundry, and then have to get re-invited back into the group because they've left Cetus. That's it.
Yes.
They've quit the group. So you're saying that, which is, I think you don't need to have that changed, because it would still be okay. All this does is help put this group together, and if you keep track of the names and things, it will be an issue. But I see what you mean. It would be nice if that's changed, but I think you could get away with not doing that. It just becomes a bit more annoying.
Then my next question is, with World of Warcraft, there were language-based servers.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Warframe does not have that. So I'm wondering if in a system like this, because I've never used this system in World of Warcraft, I assume it's just English. You just type in the words, right? Search is entirely based on that title you give it, right?
Yep.
Could we have it that there's a checkbox for fishing, location, the plains, right? That's it. Yeah, so you could name it whatever you want. There's a French one that's doing this. I don't speak French, but I can at least participate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue, because that sort of thing could be a problem now in the chat system of Warframe. You know, are we? I don't know. Are we actually on the same servers as the French people? They're there playing Warframe.
Yeah, it's global.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think we're mostly in the same. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we have. Yeah, because we play. I think I play in North America. I do see like a lot of like Spanish and French and things like that.
Yeah.
I know when I was on the European servers, I did see a lot of Russian.
Yeah. So any sweet. So it's just an issue. Yeah. You want language things,
or alternatively just filter by language. But yeah, okay, fine.
I mean, so I definitely think, let me bring it back up again, you know, seeing as they've already done a system like this, that was the when I found this. It's the system for putting together a trial group. Just have it goes to the screen. It has 4 people, and you could even have maybe In fact, no, let's keep 8. Let's have. You could even specify at the top like expected things. I mean, okay, yeah, you probably don't want to specify weapons, but maybe you do. So most people would probably just leave those blank, but they could specify the Warframe choices if they wanted. And it's like these are expected group composition at the top. Bottom one is the group competition that's currently, and then you say done, and then we all head off to where we want to go.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, but right, I do feel. I think now, just to pull us back to the topic at hand, I think that would help fix the issue of people doing eidolons and people being toxic towards it, because that way we're going to help groups who want to be groups of the Eidolon supremists, let's call them that, because they're so good at it, and they can just one-shot the thing in 2 seconds, is what I mean, because there are people who do that, and I just honestly call them supreme, because I have no idea how the game works like that. Anyway, they do that. They can more easily find people that are better suited to what they're expecting, rather than just the generic, I fight Eidolon button, right? But what do we feel about, do we feel that, just want to put it out there, do you feel DE needs to police this in any way? Because I personally, I don't. But I'm wondering if people are thinking that Dean should come in and step in. If people report that, you're not as long, but if people, if people are calling them names because they're not very good at doing it, then but that's a separate issue. I feel the rules already cover that. But if somebody's just asking people, please don't join Eidolon hunts, your gear's not up to spec, I suggest you go look at, if someone says, I suggest you go online, go to YouTube, watch some builds, work on acquiring some of that stuff, and that way, and before you join Eidolons, please. Is something DE needs to step in on?
No, not that.
Yeah.
Right? You're using polite language.
But I've been using polite language to tell someone not to play this part of the game, though. As in, stop playing this game mode, until you've looked up on YouTube and things.
No, you haven't turned around and said uninstall the game.
Yeah, I know.
You've provided,
and I hope your family dies of cancer. That kind of horrible.
God, League of
Legends.
But you are able to. Yeah, no, we saw a lot of that. We saw that a lot of that in
League of Legends.
The tracking system, which they got rid of eventually.
Did they get rid of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that you can no longer text-based chat anymore. It's all emoticons and things like that. It was impossible to regulate, because pretty much anyone that said anything would get a ban, right? Can you remember any one instance out of the 5 pieces of evidence where someone didn't say something utterly disgusting? No. Yeah. Everyone broke. Yeah, anyway. So I feel with this that there should be some form of relegation with the free text chat. So if someone says, hey, check out Brodeem's build of X, it'll be really good for you to do this. I'm more than happy to take you to do this Eidolon fight. We'll likely not be able to do all 3, but please, for the love of God, do not use Harrow's ultimate, right? It will just completely fuck things up. I think, that is ample communication. You've still said you're going to take them, but you're not going to be able to do all 3. You've provided the communication. If at that point in time they just go, they're still doing it, then fuck it, just leave the group and then start a new one. Or find a new one. Yeah? So, because it's going to happen regardless. Yeah. But it's dependent on how you facilitate that level of communication. It could be a case of, here's a question for you. The person that's making the group, should they be allowed to kick people out of said group?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, so they're on that screen and they're putting their group together. And then when they've said, we're good, that's the group, let's go, everyone goes into the mission. Once they're in the mission, no, you can't. If you want, you can't kick people then. This is just in that group planning phase. I don't want to touch the in-game mission stuff at all. I would just say on that little window that pops up for the group planning thing, yes, people can kick them from that. There'll be a separate chat window just for this, and say, please, can you change this, let's say. And if they don't change, you'll be like, sorry, I'm going to remove you. Person removes you from the group, the group planning thing.
Yeah.
But once you get into a mission with that group, if say somebody sneaks in at the last second and swaps from their chroma to mag, and you're like, this was supposed to be all chroma, then it goes back to normal system. You just have to quit the group normally and then start again. I don't want to give it. I wouldn't want. It would be less effort. It's less effort on DE to put it together if they don't need to add any additional changes in the mission. That like somebody becomes the leader and then has that. No, you don't want anything like that. Exactly the same in mission, no change. It's just a UI element to put groups together when you're in the set, and then off they go. That's all it's for, just to help facilitate that. It has no other control apart from that.
When so you just changed into your drifter,
right?
My reaction was like, hold on, what the hell are you playing to get that Grenier? Oh, I didn't realize it was your drifter for the second.
Here's Grenier.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I'd move on to the replies. I think we've, you've solved this.
Well, don't remake the wheel, and I feel that system's good. Put it in there as I said, but I think that would separate all this problem, and then the toxic issue would just disappear because people can put the groups together they want. And if someone's still going to be in a random group and start moaning, you'd be like, "Hey, go!" Then people can just say, "If you want to moan, go build your own custom group. Don't come in the random." They have a point to turn to. Then you see. Okay, so let's go to replies. The only toxic part of the Eidolon hunting peeps are barely even. The only toxic part of the Eidolon hunting peeps are barely even hunters. People who can barely do a 4x3 and think 5x3 think they know everything and shit talk everyone. But the 6x3 community is just chilled, sitting back playing Osu or doing level caps, waiting for the next night cycle. Do a 6 and head off. 6x3. 6. I know. Yeah. Ridiculous. What?
To be honest, this reply, the tone, like I'm inferring tone here. It sounds more like a sarcastic comment than it's like the only toxic part of Eidolon hunting peeps are barely even hunters. People who can barely do a 4x3 and a 5x3 think they know everything and talk shit to anyone. But the 6x3 community is just chilled, sitting back, playing Osu or doing level caps, waiting for the next night cycle. Do a 6 and head off. Do you know what I mean? It feels like getting a cheeky Nando's level of just, I don't know. It feels banterish.
I don't know. Someone replied with plus ratio. So I have no idea. They got 2 upvotes. So there are other mentions of 6x3. I thought maybe they were joking, and 6x3 was like a myth. But there are other people saying
no. It just feels like banter. It just talking about 4x3, 5x3, and 6x3. It's just like
I don't think it is because other people are using that language in this thing as well.
Really?
It's unfortunate, but I blame game design more than players. If it wasn't time gated, people could be less toxic about it. Having to min-max 40 minutes of activity, then wait an hour and a half is a complete shit show. I really think they should let you do Eidolons anytime so people aren't pressed to hit that 5x3 or 6x3 mark. That is just the language they use.
Well, no. Fair enough.
Yeah, all they're saying is that the people who can do 6x3 are just more laid back than the people who can do 4 and 5x3. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be in the context of what's in the conversation. Anyway, moving on. Oh boy, and I remember when Eidolon fans were saying that raids were toxic and used that as an excuse for why it was removed. I was an avid fan of Nightmare Law of Retribution, and none of my runs got anywhere as toxic as my terrorist hunt any terrorist hunt I've ever participated in, even ones where I contributed the most to.
I can remember a number of instances where I was screaming at people to learn to count.
Okay.
I realize now that the ownership of that was on me. I should have given them a symbol. This is your number, right? This is you. This is your number. When it comes up on the big screen, that's when you go find your pad to stand on, right? But this is your symbol. Watch out for it. That's what I should have done.
If you really wanted that, what you could have done is trained your group beforehand. If you had print screens of all the different numbers, you could have assigned the numbers and let people have it on Discord so they didn't know what.
Yeah, that's what I should have done, right? Instead of actually expecting people to learn how to count.
Okay, next. The game desperately needs a better entry difficulty curve for Eidolon hunts. Even just doing the first one seems intimidating to some veteran players since the game doesn't teach us how it works outside the cryptic messages from Onko. It's fine to have a hard endgame, but you need a smooth difficulty curve so people can learn to do it without the pressure of failing your team, etc.
I don't know how much I agree with that.
I agree with it.
The problem I have with it is for trials. Again, I don't know. I just feel like that there's.
Nope, I agree with it even more so for trials.
But you just, what's the solution? You just got to have tutorials saying like,
No.
oh, this is a pad on the floor. You got to stand on it.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. You can train people better than that. So, okay. So, on multiple ways. So, let's start with trials. And I'll take the example of trials that I think is stupid. That as when they're planning these things, because they don't have a lot of experience and they try these things and they don't really they never complete the thing, and so that then they get rid of it, or they just leave it abandoned in some ways. They never really cracked this one for high difficulty stuff. Now we've gone beyond the days of when you can't explain things in games. Things are too complicated. It's not like the days of the old platformers when the internet doesn't exist. The internet does exist, but you also need to do better at explaining things. You need to think about how you can't just throw something stupidly difficult out of nowhere at people. You need to walk them into it. And this is, for example, and I've told you about this one before. The first, is it Trial of Retribution? The first one, yeah.
Law of Retribution.
Such an over-designed thing. The first bit where it doesn't have a good difficulty curve, where you've just dumped 8 people in a group together. They've never been together with 8 people. Right now, you're going to expect them to do things together. Right? Okay. Why is there then a health clock timer hanging over their heads, putting stress on them, not allowing them to think about what we have to do? And that's the basic difficulty, right? So here's a difficulty where the first one is like, oh, okay, this is our first attempt as 8 people. Let's kind of get used to it, right? Okay, we're killing Grenier in a room. Okay, well, okay. There's no stress, no time limit, no rush. We're just sitting in a room, like, oh well, how do we go over? Oh well, these doors, I run up to them and they don't open. Oh, okay, well let's have a look. There's these wires coming out of the ground. Should we have an experiment with that? Okay, you stand. There's 2 of them. You stand on that one. Oh, nothing happened. Oh, okay, then go stand on the other one. Oh, nothing happened to that one. How about you go stand on that one while I stand on this one? Oh, yeah, now the door's opened. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So we've all experienced in very, in our own time, we need 2 people to open the door. How is it instead? Okay, guys, here we go. The hell's ticking down. Okay, someone get on the healing. Someone get on those pads. We need to get through that door. We need to go find the bomb. Then we need to go take it over here. We need to go, oh, God, the hell's ticking down. Come on, heals. Where are the heals? Oh, my God, we're being poisoned. We need to stop this poison, guys. You see the difference?
See, it's interesting you say this because I never noticed that the health was ticking down.
That's because whenever you're in a group, somebody's job it was to deal with the healing.
No. This is the first time. Okay. Like it was, we were playing this. I never knew that the health was ticking down. It's quite possible that someone goes, "Oh, I've noticed that the health's ticking down. I'll just keep healing people." I'm not actually saying anything verbally, right? At no point in time when I did the first Law of Retribution, I did it with Magamu. Right? Did I ever feel this pressure?
Did you put that group together?
Of course. No, did I put it together or did we put it together?
Did somebody put the group together for you? Was I there? I don't think I was there.
No, you weren't there.
Right. So you were with Magamu and probably other people, and I imagine probably one of them had probably looked up online for you and already.
No, literally, it only just come out. It would brand new, just come out. Right. That minute, right? So they couldn't have been any guys or anything.
Yeah.
So I remember because the pressure pads we worked out quite quickly, and we had gotten people to we got, but the problem we had was the yellow piping to the control panels to get the what were those things called?
Those bombs.
Yeah, the bomb things, right? To get that to drop the shield so we could bomb it, right? We couldn't find one of the yellow cables for the longest time because it submerges underwater. And I remember that taking us like an hour and a half to find. It took us forever to find it. But I never had an issue personally with the pressure pads, But the number of people at later runs, like days, weeks later, that couldn't work out. You need two people to stand on the pressure pads in order to open the door. It was baffling.
Yeah, because to fix that one, because I was trying to explain the poison one doesn't create a good environment to learn in, right? The next thing is the pressure pads, right? It's really good. They've got the friendship doors. They've got in game where you have to push 2 buttons on the wall. Why didn't we have some of the ones in general missions have those replaced with the pressure pads?
No, I agree with that sentiment.
See, that
right?
You teach people that mechanic out of context. Instead, it was all these different mechanics you had to learn in one go. It's poison, there's time going down. There's pressure pads that are new doors you've never had to use before. You have to go carry a bomb, which I think you had to hot potato between people. Then at the same time, people had to disable a shield that was on a time-gated system with several buttons that had to be activated within a small window to enable the bomb to hit it. All those mechanics put together. You teach people one mechanic separately. Or here's a better way of doing it. At the start, you have all those mechanics in a straight set room, as in a test room, where you've got like, oh, here's the thing, here's the bomb right there. We have to, with the piping, so very clearly in a dark room with yellow piping. So you're like, oh, yellow piping leads between it. Right, now we introduce you to the actual game. That's how you do it. You introduce people to the concepts organically and then get them to use it in the more complex one. Instead, it was just all these mechanics thrown at you. And that's the same thing for Eidolons. The game goes, right, so bring it back to this. Sorry for everyone who's listening. The game just goes, there's an Eidolon. Like, what? And? What am I supposed to do with this? It doesn't do any good job of explaining piecemeal. Like, why don't we use the Eidolon? So, for instance, here's how you teach the piecemeal. Well, what do you mean for Eidolon? So, the lures. The lures are only used for the Eidolons. That's stupid. Why don't we use the lures for other things? So, we have to just get one lure and we put it in an area to fight a few normal sentients that come out of the ground. They can look all ragged and broken, so they fit in with the Eidolon aesthetic.
Like, don't get me wrong. I agree with what you're saying. I just feel that there is never enough hand-holding. I don't think there's ever enough teachable moments to make it so that everyone has a buttery smooth experience with any of the stuff. I always feel that there's at least one person you have to go that extra mile.
You'll never get everyone. But the thing is, though, are you getting the majority or are you only doing the minimum? And let's be fair, it's the bare minimum.
With Eidolons?
With most things in the game. Explanation in Warframe. Covering the majority of people so they're at a fair level or bare minimum. And that people have to look stuff up. Let's be fair. Come on, it's one of the weakest parts of it, and it relies on. That's why it relies on the community to fill in the gap, which they do a very good job on. But anyway, let's move on. Sorry, the next one.
Actually, one point I want to add on. One point I want to add on is that they're talking about the trials being toxic and things.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think those toxic players went?
What do you mean?
Well, they're complaining, saying like that the raids were removed.
Removed. I see what you mean. Yeah, because it was too toxic.
Things. It's like, so where do you think they went? They went to the Eidolons, didn't they?
Well, yeah, as you say, 6x3 community. I mean, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Right, moving on. Last one, just because talking about Eidolon song. If you want people to have specific builds that make group beforehand, if you go into public matchmaking with empty slots, you void your privilege of complaining about what happens. Yeah, I'm totally with this.
People,
if you want to have a group with certain people in it, put that group together and then push start. Don't have like, okay, we got 3, we'll try and get a good DPS for our last slot and push the random roulette button. And that's why I think facilitating those people and helping put their groups together is the solution here.
I don't know about that because
that's what my system was. That's what it helps to do.
Yeah, I think I think your system is perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong, but I do feel that trying to find enough people to do a specific thing in text chat, because like how much of the player base doesn't even touch text chat?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I know. I don't go anywhere near the damn thing. Do you go anywhere near text chat?
Only when I'm looking to trade, and then I just. No, the actual general chat that's just scrolling by. No, I never touch that. Not with the 10-foot barge pole.
Yeah. Same with recruiting, surely.
Never touch it with 10-foot barge pole.
So I imagine that granted, we are 2 people. We are not a good sample size.
Yeah.
But I imagine the majority of players won't touch recruiting chat, even if they are after groups and things. So this is why your solution is far superior to what already exists. However, look at doing trials, right? Herding cats, me, web of influence, whatever you want to call it. It took me a minimum of 40 minutes to organize a group to do a 20-minute trial, right? A minimum of 40 minutes.
Yeah.
At some point in time, you just go like, fuck it, we'll just go with 6 people.
Yeah. Yep.
It gets exhausting, right? Trying to organize that level. And I imagine if this is such a big niche thing, that might be the same thing, right? This is why a system like what you've proposed is vital. Yeah? So no, I do not agree with the sentiment of, you lose the right to complain about this if you go with pre-made. Sorry, with puppies.
No. What they're saying is, if I'm putting together a pre-made and I get 3 slots, and I'm like, okay, we want a group where it's Rhino, Trinity, Harrow, Neja, and I don't fill the Neja slot, and then we just go with the 3 people, and I get a Loki in that slot, and then I blame the Loki for not being a Neja. I'm not allowed to do that. That's stupid.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think that, it was just the one Harrow that cost us the one that I was talking about.
Right.
We had a group of 4. I asked politely for the Harrow not to use his...
Was it Rando or Harrow you knew?
Nope. We knew them.
We knew them. Okay, well then, that's your fault for bringing that person then.
It was a pre-made group. Why can't I complain about that?
Well, you can. Oh, you can, but it's still your fault for bringing that person. But you can complain about them.
But
let's say, if that person was a rando and you're complaining about them because they're doing this Harrow thing, well, you left it an empty slot and allowed a rando to join. You can't moan at the rando. Well, you can. Okay, you can ask that. You did ask the rando nicely, and then they just ignored you. But then you have to just accept it. I mean, you allowed it, but yours wasn't. Yours was a person who fit the slot.
Yeah.
Okay, so, anyway, let's move on. No, this is talking about a thing. I fixed the game earlier with the thing and that stuff.
Yeah, you did. Right, let's move on to topic 2. Yeah.
Oh, and going on current logic, we'll probably have that system in the game by 2025. So no, 2026. Sorry, everyone look forward to it.
Yeah.
Based on Loz says thing, eventually it gets into.
And then it happens
years later. Right. Anyway, let's move on to topic 2, which is equally toxic and painful.
Right. Ballas can call the Lotus a bitch. I can't name a kick gun, bass blaster, bass blaster. God damn it. DE, please loosen up on the airtight profanity filter for your M-rated game. It's silly that DE can put profanity direct request and have no filter on it, while I, as a player, cannot also name something freely nameable to be borderline inappropriate, like bass blaster on a kick gun. This is an M-rated game with a toggleable profanity filter. The filter should filter out things like that if people have the filter turned on.
I don't care about the profanity, but please give me the option to turn off people's custom names and just give me the gun name in the description. Job done. Then you let anyone name the game whatever ridiculous thing they want, and it's your option to opt in.
Problem with that?
What?
Kick guns don't have default names.
It just says kick gun. Just says kick gun.
Just says kick gun?
Just says kick gun. It says kick gun, says Zor.
I don't know, because I feel that this is something that there's going to be some country with some stupid ass law, right, that will say that that's not good enough.
Well, then for that country, you can just have it enforced permanently that you see other people's kick guns as just kick gun. You can do that sort of thing for countries. Well, I'd hope you should be able to do it based on the IP. Like, if you know a lot of, you can't play gacha games in Belgium.
I did not know that.
Yep, you cannot play gacha games in Belgium.
What
And
about VPNs?
they've just recently clamped down on that as well. You cannot use VPNs, or okay, I bet you there are still ways you can get around it because the ways of people.
So wait,
tricking people.
have they made VPNs illegal?
No. Let me just check. They haven't made VPNs illegal, but they have. Let me just check. I saw something about it recently that enhanced it. VPN gacha game Belgium.
Can we quickly pause?
Oh, okay. That's a shame. Why are we pausing? Is it because
I wonder you unpause first.
There we go.
Yeah,
yep,
cool.
unpaused. I remember there was something more of it, but I mean, I don't think they can obviously stop it, but yeah, because the amount of crazy ways of the internet. But I think they're doing their best to, because they do not let you use gacha games in Belgium. Oh, there was something recent about it, and I wish I saved it now. Damn it.
So is that why we've been struggling on Cinewalis? Is like it's gone.
We don't live in Belgium.
No, but the pillars that we've been trying to get into the guild.
They're all Belgium. Yeah, they're sad to have gone. Yeah, I don't think you can access it. Yeah.
So that's weird. Like, why? Oh god, I hate this ham-fisted ruling. I know, granted, we're going a little off topic here. I hate this ham-fisted ruling of nope, this is now completely not allowed in the game. So in the country, I'm like, why can't you just age restrict it?
No. Belgium believes gacha to be a form of gambling. It's predatory.
Is gambling just not a thing in Belgium? Do they not have the lottery?
No, but it's predatory. The fact that, okay, if you don't know, there's been a lot of research done on gacha games, and don't think of just like your Japanese things. Things like that have caused this are things like the FIFA games.
Where
they are massively exploiting kids, and they have little restrictions in place, and they don't want to just put a thing on it, so they've just gone banned it.
So why not age restrict it?
Belgium bans gacha because most age restrictions, kids just get around it. In fact, I think a lot of the stuff is age restricted, and kids just yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, surely that should be a thing on Google then. Like, hey, you need to check the person that's installing this. Oh god, it's so weird.
It was Star Wars Battlefront 2 that did it apparently for Belgium.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Surprise mechanics.
Yeah.
Some boxes can be won as rewards and game. Whatever. We'll just. Anyway, this is back to the topic at hand, which is to do with this, and I think my solution of just putting in in fact, I actually want it in game because I don't want to see people's names. I just want to know they've got a kit gun. In fact, I'd love to be able to see what their bits are for their kit gun, but fair enough. Maybe just give me a list of numbers, assign every.
So wait. So what about? Do you remember like someone we were playing with years ago? He had to change his name because he wanted his typical gaming moniker, but he wasn't able to have it because it had the word arse in it. Yeah?
Yes, I remember that. Do you mean that's for usernames, yeah?
Yeah, but that was the username. So what, are we not going to be able to have usernames either? Well,
see, that's the thing. I would fight the battles I think I can fight, and if that's the battle fight for usernames, I don't think I can change that because that fight I'm not going to win. But the thing that came later was the ability to name things in game, and that's what this topic is specifically talking about. And they're saying, why can't I label things maturely? If someone, like, I remember the username you're saying if that file the system, I'm not going to win every battle, and there are solutions for that. But the thing where you can rename things in game, I think this is a fair solution to. You can't do that with usernames. You can't just change that to user 27943 or something. It just wouldn't work. It's just not the same thing. But in-game names for like kit guns, like it doesn't matter if your kit gun gets renamed. Oh no, my kit gun. I don't know, my kit gun Ass Smasher 73, but everyone else just sees it as kit gun. I don't see any problem with that. I think that fixes the whole problem, and if there's places that have issue with it, just make that mandatory. It just is enforced. You can call your gun what you want, because that's the goal. What is the goal of this? Is it so that you can feel like, yes, I've named my gun how it wants, or is it so that you can show off your name to other people? Which is more important? And it should be that I assume that I can name the gun how I want, and that how other people see it doesn't matter. My name for my gun, not other people.
I feel calling something Base
I don't.
Blaster.
Oh, yeah, that's a separate issue. I do not know why that. I assume it's because it's got ass in the first name.
But base is an actual word.
Yeah, but I bet
Like,
it's falling foul of the restrictive.
are you okay for me to tell the audience the other story?
Well, sorry.
The one about the Railjack name.
Yeah, if you want, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for it.
So,
Yeah. We're mature.
well, yeah, no, it's
We're
just,
not family friendly.
So, so I wanted to, because going on the whole joke, the arbiter's joke that I wanted to shoot Loz out of the torpedo tube. I wanted to name my railjack the USS Lozpedo, right? However, the
If anyone
game
doesn't get that,
turned,
obviously torpedo, but Loz is the
yeah,
torpedo, so the Loz
yeah,
pedo.
yeah, yeah. So, however, because Lozpedo is not a real word and it sounds like I'm calling Loz a pedophile, they turn around, like the game automatically said, no, you can't call anything with the word pedo, right? And I then tested torpedo, right?
Yep.
Same spelling,
Yeah.
right? And that went through perfectly fine. So it's a legitimate word, and they recognize that. So it feels weird that it recognizes it for, maybe it's changed since. It feels weird that it's recognized as a legitimate word in torpedo, but base is not recognized as a legitimate word.
This is a game which has the tepedo as a weapon.
A large part of me wants to log in right now and see if I can actually go with Base Blaster as a kick gun name.
You should do it. Also, see if you can call your railjack Tipedo, Tipedo, Tepedo, because that is just a weapon in game.
I'm doing it.
Just call it Tepedo.
No, I didn't think you could name it as weapons that already existed. No, you can. Yeah, you can, because I remember people renaming. Oh God, was it the Chev to Skarna Prime?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, check out my Skarna Prime, Mr. Chev. Right. I don't know if you have anything you want to say while I'm testing this, or if you want to pause.
Well, no. Well, I'll go to some of the comments while we're seeing, because this is it's about an M-rated game. And before I go into comments, I would say that yes, I think that it is probably a bit restrictive, the in-game systems for analyzing chat and the other systems for naming things. However, the sad truth of it is that these are probably because of examples that things have happened in the community, and so it just DE makes a game. They go, hey, let's let people play our online game, and everyone just has fun playing our own game. And if everyone just had the nice time, then there'd be no need for any moderation at all. However, some people are sensitive, some people want to go around trolling people, some people are just a bit more, let's say, spiky than other people, and so in their use of language. And that's why we need this moderation, and that's why these things come in to adjust things like names. Some people might find it a bit restrictive, some people not. It's just the easiest, probably that it gets pushed to the degree at which the amount of enforcement just makes the easiest game with the less complaints, and it's just truth of the matter. That's how it's going to run. But I'll get some replies. I think I got you all beat. I wanted to name my robot. I wanted to name my robot Bumblebee. Oh, I want to make my robot Bumblebee, and that was blocked by the profanity filter, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. Bumblebee. Oh, because it says bum at the front. That's why. It's bum. Do you know what a bum is? It's British. It's bum. Like ass.
Rear end.
Yeah, rear end. You bum. Right. There has to be a way we can organise to make them respond. Finding new and obscure profanity that they haven't filtered, or using nothing but mom swears. I was called Spanky Pants in my workplace this week, for instance. Yeah, it might get through. One person doing it, they might think he's crazy. Two people doing it, they might think it's some kind of trend. But get enough people doing it, and now it's a movement.
So certainly, yeah, it does prevent me from using Base Blaster because apparently it has a profane word in it.
Can you say Bumblebee? One word.
Hold on. I'm gonna do. So I can use torpedo.
Torpedo.
Right. So, and then, oh, Gunpla Gun, there it is. And then Bumble. Wait, does Bumblebee have two M's in it?
No, one.
Yeah, can't use that either.
The biggity bop bumble.
Okay, so
No,
Base Blaster,
for the biggity bop.
fine. You're just adding one letter to the name. Torpedo, no issue whatsoever.
Can you go Tippido? Tippido. Try and name something.
Oh God, just left.
Ah, just left. I need to do things, but I didn't even try and do the things that Loz suggested.
I mean, why would that be a problem? That would just work.
Well, because if that works, but Lozpedo doesn't work, or Lozpedo, we'll call it Lozpedo. Lozpedo. This is a Nick Crowd joke. The IT crowd joke.
No.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay, make me go back in. I need to go find out how you spell it.
Bumble.
I'm gonna have to find out how you spell
Tippido. Tippe.
Hold on. Let me get that first. I was just gonna get there so I was gonna look it up first and then right. Okay, so so you're saying right TIP
DO.
So TIP
T for
EDO.
Tango, I for Indigo, P for
Papa Echo Delta
Oscar.
October.
Oscar.
What is October?
Oscar.
Okay. Yeah, that works fine.
But and then Lozpedo doesn't work. Lozpedo. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care. I suppose maybe there's other people called Loz.
Nope, can't do it. That is beyond weird. It's like the profanity filter is built in such a bizarre way.
It must have a long list and then accepted exceptions listed in. They just add like this massive list when like Torpedo or Tippido come in, so then it checks for those. It's probably some ridiculously massive check.
It is beyond bizarre because maybe I should have just tried Bumble, right?
Yeah.
But even so, like I thought maybe it's a simple case of that the profanity has to be of shorter length than the non-profanity. Yeah, I don't know why Torpedo works fine, yet Bumblebee doesn't when it's of equal length. I think there is something super weird going on with their ruling. And it's going to be something super simplistic, but probably to the extent of torpedo is an accepted word. Maybe there is a word, so there's an instance of torpedo within the Warframe vernacular, right? There's an occurrence of the word torpedo somewhere in the game, and therefore it's allowed. Yeah? I wouldn't be surprised if the way that this works is like now that they've added in subtitles for the cinematic quest, you can now call something bitch.
I doubt it, and I'm surprised that's even in the game. I think Blizzard removed Garrosh calling Sylvanas a bitch.
Well,
recently.
You know, Blizzard is a special bag of
crazy cats. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but I'm shocked it's still in Warframe. Well, they even added it in Warframe, but yeah. I bet it'll be removed eventually. Someone will complain. And then, yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Oh my god, you're such a bitch.
Oh my god. I know we've done that one. There is a reason why before starting the quest, they told you there are M18 scenes. Just ask parents before playing Forehead. Before playing Forehead?
I think it's supposed to be beforehand.
Playing for...
I don't know, like what
apply
does
directly to the forehead. Sorry,
I don't like. I mean,
on.
we.
Oh.
Okay.
Just leave that one. Some names are grandfathered into. I have a 12 former cat named Blue Pussy.
Fair enough.
Online interactions regulation is enforced differently than game content ratings. Ballas calling the Lotus a bitch is submitted, reviewed, scrutinized, and permitted by game rating boards. Online interactions, however, well, this is why we can't have nice things. 100% certainly, if the word bitch was allowed, someone would use it as offensively as humanely possible against another, because humanity, and because no such apparatus exists to reliably review the full context of our usage of offensive language in real time, restricting our usage of the word is the only actual viable solution. Bam! Who is this person? Drop the mic and give him some Reddit gold.
Yeah, I mean, there is it. We are getting a lot better with things like grammar checkers and spell checkers, to the point, like, basically plug it into Google, Google work it out for you. And, that sort of stuff could be built today. But no, I mean, they're 100% correct. I mean, it was the biggest reason why Sony wouldn't allow crossplay for Minecraft with all the other platforms. It was because they couldn't guarantee the safety of the users with the text chat. And they're the ones responsible ultimately for people saying inappropriate things. So if someone on the Xbox was saying like, oh my God, PlayStation Lover 69, you're such a cunt, right? And, so PlayStation Lover 69 complained to Sony as their only option, right? Sony couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't ban the Xbox player at all. They couldn't give them a text-based lockout.
No, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a
So that is what holds back a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I mean,
as for kick guns, I think my solution is sound. It's make it that it's, you could reduce a lot. Then it's like if people find that use of the words or whatever is wrong, they can just block all of them. I don't care if I can look. Does it really matter if I look in my team's thing and I don't see their personalized name? Do I care? No, I just want to know they've got a gun equipped. They do have a gun equipped. It says kick gun. Job done. And people can come all the guns, all the silly names they want, because the game will just block it from all the people who go.
But I really think if you were to do that, the conversation would then migrate over to people complaining about the fact that they can't share their stupid names with their friends.
Who cares? Honestly, at that point, I'd be like, right, scream into the ether, because whoop-de-doo. I mean, if your friends, your friends can then opt into the feature. It's down to your friends. If you want to share it to your friends are in the feature, you're in the feature, that's fine. You can share all the silly names you want. But if people have problems with it, they can just block them all. If you're saying that, like, oh, but I want to see my friends, but I don't want to see offensive ones, it's like, I'm sorry, this is a mature game. You either opt in or you don't.
So here's what is the, well, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to say it. The first thing that truly spurred this on was the whole Neja is a trap, right? That really brought forth, huh? Shut up.
Banned you.
This really brought forth the whole context loss. Context. You can't apply a profanity filter to me. Anyway, this really
actually I can. I can just push this button and mute you.
Shut up. Right. Let me say my piece. This really brought forth the whole profanity filter, the whole sensitive words into the limelight with Warframe, right? The number of people that I have personally known to come up to me and say, oh, they've banned me from general chat for saying Neja's a trap. And it's like, well, I should be allowed to say what I want.
Yeah, you are, but you also are free to have the consequences.
Yeah. Well, no, not just that, but like, what did you expect to happen? You already know people are getting chat banned for this. did you think you were a special case and that you would be treated differently? I don't understand why there's pushing the envelope with things like Base Blaster, right? But or what was the other one? The
Bumblebee.
No, the pussy one. I can't remember. The grandfather did one.
Blue Pussy,
right? But there's pushing the envelope, and then there's trying to tear the letter apart. Yeah. You know this is not going to work. Why are you trying?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so there's Blue Pussy, which is probably just a cat that is probably blue. Then there's Your Mom Pussy. It's like, no, you're not allowed to call that. Yeah.
No, my point is, it's banned.
Yeah.
So why are you fucking trying?
Yeah. Can you just do a little bit again with the hand motions and explain again, just so people don't, because they need to get clear what the answer is. Just repeat that bit again so that people are clear on it.
What we talking? I don't know. Dude, it's out my head already.
The example I've said it with somebody, and then you said chat and things, and you had your hands moving and things. Just okay.
What, the measures a trap bit?
Yeah, do the whole story about the person and do the hand motions again with the person.
I don't remember what the fuck my hand motions were.
I don't know. Just do some hand motions. Just do the bit with the person. Wait, that didn't work. Why didn't it unmute you?
What the fuck?
I'm trying to mute you. Yeah, there we go. That's working. You can say whatever you want now, can't you? There you go.
Well, I mean, it's just silence for them.
Oh, you should have. He was so offensive right then. If he was in Warframe right then, he would have been banned. He was saying all the nasty things, stuff. You think that was what he had before was bad? He just he went to a whole new.
Instead, anyone listening would have just heard radio silence. No one would have known what was going on.
Most of it was radio silence from your confusion.
Huh?
Most of it was silence from your own confusion.
No, we're still talking about what the hammer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, okay, so I think we're done with this. Are we done with this topic? Is there anything else you want to highlight?
No, not really. I think that would fix it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Right.
Do you agree that my solution would solve the majority of issues? I know you are. I think you're right. There'd be people whinging the other way, but I think there'd be a lot less than the people whinging about, I want to name it this. And like, yeah, you can name it all you want, but by default, it's turned off. In fact, I'd even make it that, yeah, you have to default into these names. Who cares if you can't rename, if you can't see other people's silly namings of things?
I would
take that option. And by the way, if I had this option, I'd bloody turn it on anyway. I want this option, in fact.
I would at least have it so that anything that's not deemed offensive gets through.
That's effort, you see. Then you have to.
Why? It's already on a bloody comparison.
Well, for me, I would get rid of the whole list, you see, because it literally just removes it all. You wouldn't even need to curate that list and all the hours of effort that has to be curating and adding new versions and new words that slip past.
Are you fucking kidding?
List. Yeah. What? No. What?
I still can't call you Loz. Sorry, I still can't call my Railjack Loz Pedo.
You could,
right?
You could. In my system, you could.
Yeah, with your system, right? But that was from the get-go. Look, Loz. Like that player I was talking about with, the word arse in his name. Yeah. That was from the fucking beginning of the game. They're using the same system since. What patience?
Yeah, but I bet you they do add to it. I bet you they add to it as more people come up with new ways to twist words and do ass with 2 5s and
I bet, right? There is like a GitHub dependency that has the profanity filter built into it, and some other company, some open source people are just adding stuff to it, right? And like DE's not touching a damn thing; they just update when they push the game.
But my system, you just get rid of all that. You don't need to do any updates to it because you just have just one thing.
Anyway,
right, that's it for that topic. Let's clone it off.
Right. Are we off with the topics?
I have off the topics.
Right. Well, from the topics, we now go to the graphs. He pressed the button.
I was trying to time it.
Oh.
I was trying to time it when you said the graphs.
The graphs. We're onto the graphs. So the first question we asked as of last week was, how much Destiny 2 have you played? 18%, sorry, 15% said 10 to 50 hours, 20% said more than 50 hours, 20% said less than 10 hours, and 45% said I've not played Destiny 2. They're the winning percent. Good job.
I think I'm 10
You've
to
saved
50.
yourself.
I'm not sure if I
Huh?
exceeded 50. I think I'm 10 to 50.
Oh, I'm definitely 10 to 50 because I had to play that stupid campaign twice. Right. The second one is, should Warframe have a first-person mode? This is off the back of the whole like Destiny players preferring it in first person. 15% said yes, 30% said don't care, and 55% said no. I mean, fashion frame is endgame.
Exactly. And you can't...
If you can't see your own fashion...
Exactly. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Right. The next one is, focus daily cap removal.
No.
Or focus expansion.
Oh.
15% said that focus daily cap, and 85% said
I feel this poll is unfair.
Well, you're wrong.
Can I tell you how I'd improve it? Without changing the options, just explaining them better.
What?
It would say focus daily cap removed as of literally tomorrow with one line of code versus focus expansion in 2026 when they eventually get round to it.
No. That's not how this works.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Right.
It's supposed to be completely impartial.
Oh, but yeah, focus daily. Yeah, because you're giving right. We can have both. You know, they could do both.
Yeah, but it's what you want.
And
if I put a both option, everyone's going to fucking put both. 100% both.
But we're not going to get both tomorrow, are we?
No,
we're not going to have
both.
There's
no way.
Word there is no way they're going to give us an expansion to focus system by tomorrow. But you know what I think they can promise us by tomorrow? They can fix the daily freaking cap thing by changing one line of freaking code.
No one's in the studio.
Well, no, and exactly, yeah, they could. But if they were in the studio, we could have that fixed. But focus expansion that's coming 2026 at the earliest. Yes, we'll still be here then. Whining at each other about Warframe. I hope you all stay.
Moving on.
Fucking daily cap. Traders. Traders. What are we on? 5?
4.
Okay.
Right. How do you feel about Xeno's idea of gating a Nama world behind Drifter Combat, which in turn is gated behind an expansion on Focus? 10% said neutral, 15% said negative.
Idea? You came up with that idea? When was that? A Nama
Yeah, so
world
like I said, the planet Titan. So it would be a world of Titan, which is off of Jupiter, which is dedicated to Nama 100%. But in order to do that, you need to have like the Drifter Combat, because you got the...
Oh, did you have to have things like maxed out? Did you have like Focus maxed out that then...
Yes,
yeah, I got you. Yeah, I remember that bit now. Yeah. Okay, yep.
So 10% said neutral, 15% said negative, and 75% said positive.
I mean, I hope everyone... I'm going to take it at face value and say I hope everyone is on speed there, because that's basically saying that people have to clear content before they get to the new content, is what the crux of that is. And I agree 100% with that. They need to start moving to this model instead of just this, everyone can play everything. There's a shallow end of every pool instead of we have to finish this pool before we move to the next pool before we can get to the next pool. You can just surrounded by shallow ends of pools, and most people never get out the shallow end for some stupid reason.
So here is the swimming pool of Warframe, right? This is the shallow end. That's the deep end. And as you just walk there, it's just like they're still both ankle high. It's like, yes, but you'll find that is a millimeter deeper. Right. Okay,
no. They'll just be in one corner of that deep end. There'll be an actual like tunnel that just goes all the way to the center of the planet, but like just in one little corner. It's like, yes, there's all the depths, but you can mill around in the deep end as much as you want.
Yeah. Right. And then the last one is, how do you feel about Loz's Conclave improvements?
I came up with Conclave improvements?
Yes, you did. I think it was things like you could only play the base Warframes. You couldn't, and the base weapons. There was no expansion to that in the slightest. I don't know if you said like turn off abilities. It was really cut back and things.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. People liked it. People were playing it. Yeah.
10% said negative, 35% said neutral, and 55% said positive. In my book, that's a win, right?
That's
because right now, no one wants to play Conclave in the slightest.
The Conclave.
Yeah.
Not even Tashin. He died. Get away from the Conclave. He died for our Conclave.
Right. Right, so that is it for the graphs. So take away the graphs, and we're going to move into the supporter questions.
Hear ye, hear ye. All right, before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you're... Make sure, it looks like an N, but it's a Y, I think. To make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can. It really helps. The font is labelled Math Fracture Bold. Very medieval looking, I like it. Zoogle asks, considering the Drifter never learned the Tenno ways, the focus schools, do you think it's possible we'll get all new focus schools for Drifter content? In other, not just a rework and some tweaks, but new schools?
I would like it if you could get those not... Oh, no, but it's... A part of me wants to say I want it so that the Drifter's schools were separate from the Operator, but the problem is that the Operator and the Drifter are both one and the same now. They're two lives in one now.
Yeah.
So I don't think you could do that. Yes, I would like additional schools, or maybe sub schools, so you could actually have, here's a list of 5 sub schools, and here's an expansion to the existing school, so you can mix and match school and sub school.
Okay, are the sub schools the same for every school, or would that mean there'd be 25 new schools to come up with silly?
No. There would be the same for every school, right?
Right. So it's like Unairu of discipline, Unairu of strength, Unairu of focus, Unairu
or Vazarin of discipline,
Vazarin of strength, Vazarin of focus. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it'd just be like an extra 5. It wouldn't be 20. I like the cut of your jib, but I think that would be way too much routine to deal with.
No, you ain't getting that. No way. Also, but I just want to point on this that think we'll get new considering the Drifter never learned the Tenno ways, the focus schools. You think the Tenno learned the Tenno ways? We just the one Tenno, because there is only one Tenno in the game.
Oh, no, don't start this. Don't start this.
The Prophet of Zephyr. DE, did that come through?
Nice what what's it? Body Snatchers, Evasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yes, yeah. The Prophet of Zephyr. DE and some guy called Xeno claim that the new War quest update laid groundwork for new systems in Warframe that could possibly actually happen. The community has been alternating like a metronome between angry that the quest didn't bring the new systems with it already and speculating what these may be. Knowing that you have a famously unsecret direct line to DE, I can't ask for things that might violate NDA, but I can ask the question: what systems would be most likely to get an update because of the new war? Something obvious like focus, something obscure like PvP, or something we haven't even thought of exploring, like Tenno kayaks. Underwater basket weaving. It's coming soon. It's part of the new underwater expansion. It was all hush hush, but they decided to incorporate things that people want. And what do people want? People wanted open environments. They wanted to put things on their set, and they wanted to put things on the Earth. So they gave you the Earth area, but they're like, okay, what they want? Baskets. Baskets is what you're guessing. Like, okay, but we can't just give them baskets. That's just too easy. We need to make them play more. So you're going to have to grind your underwater basket weaving skills. So you have to do them upside down in the water, and then eventually you get to the point you have to do the spinning underwater in 0G, and that's how you make the ultimate baskets. So that's what's content's coming.
I think that we're going to get the 3rd Orb Mother this year.
Yeah, it's already. Right? What do you think it's doing? Where's the orb? Where's the last orb?
Well, on. I want to say Phobos, but I actually mean Orvalis. Yeah.
No. Where's the 3rd orb on Orvalis? Do you not know? Have you not seen it?
Oh yeah. It's in the hot springs, but the hot springs have now become tepid.
Also known as underwater. What do you think it's doing? Basket weaving.
Exactly. Right.
That's what's been doing.
So
how long it's
now,
going to take you years to
honestly,
grind this skill.
I
It's an NPC. You're going to learn it. It's going to have its own story and like quest line, and it'll teach you the underwater basket weaving. Duh. Come on. It's all there in front of
and
you.
then
Learn to read
you'll
the
be able
signs.
to like carry your baby cavats and
Yeah.
your baby kubros
Yeah.
and your baby helmets.
It's going to be our
in the
weapon to
baskets.
defeat Nama. Baskets.
Because
Because you put the basket on the head, and then they don't know what they're doing.
I do seriously think. I do seriously think, though.
See, look at the ship in the thing. You see that ship's got that weird little orange glow thing on it? Put a basket on top of it.
You're just not going to stop, are you? You're just not going to stop.
Look, I'm sorry to reveal the secrets of DE. I know we're breaking the NDA here, but underwater basket weaving is coming. Everyone needs to understand this. It's going to be amazing.
You done?
Well, I'm just telling the truth, man.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Oh.
I do think the third Orb Mother is going to turn up this year, only because everyone keeps on whinging about it. I propose a fourth Eidolon phase, which is entirely operator based. No warframe damage whatsoever. So they can actually improve on operators. Nope. Someone said, I'd rather have the third Orb Mother.
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is, though, the reason why you can't have a pure operator mode is I'm an idiot. No, I'm being honest here. I'm being serious.
Oh, okay.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking about baskets right now. My operator is made of tissue paper because I've literally only done Unaru, and I have finished the entire Unaru tree, but I'm just being lazy and getting the extra capacity so when I unlock the waybounds I can use them. But I don't have the waybounds. The waybounds give you things like health regen and regen of your health. Sorry, it increases your health pool and gives you does it give you shields? Wow, okay, shields and health regen. It gives you all these things. So you have to have if you've got the waybounds,
all of them.
You actually have a tough operator. Mine's made of tissue paper. I haven't even unlocked the ability to open up the other trees yet because I've just been playing Unaru and just not trying. And
Wait. You say you've not unlocked the ability. Do you mean you've just not pressed the buttons?
No, you have to put no. To unlock, you get one. This maybe you've forgotten, right? This is the thing, right?
I did it years ago.
At the end of the quest, it gives you access to one tree, right?
Yeah.
To unlock the other trees, you need to get lenses for them. Put those lenses in warframes, and yes, you need to grind some focus to open up the tree.
Yes,
I haven't even done that. I ain't done that.
So because you can't get your lure lenses, isn't it?
Yep. Without the ultimate method of excellent efficiency, I refuse to get any other types of Unaru.
You can't. Oh, that's
it's like my bugged system of can't level gunnery.
Anyway. So if I send you some,
I've got lenses. Oh no, I've got lenses. I just refuse.
But you just don't know how to install them.
They're not lure lenses.
So what weapons are you currently using?
Oh, I use some optical.
So if I get you another optical,
you can't get me another optical vandal.
Why can't I get you another optical vandal?
Because it's a quest reward.
I'm pretty sure I can get another optical vandal.
Okay, you can't hack.
How'd you get there?
It's from the fractures.
Thermia fractures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could get you all the parts to make another optical. You can have more than one weapon, Loz.
I thought no, it just gifts you the weapon. You don't build it.
Optical vandal. If you can sell it, you can build it.
If you sell it, they will come. Maybe it's on what's his name? Samaris, I think.
Acquisition. This weapon is awarded for earning 100 points from the recurring Thermia Fractures event.
Oh, Barrow.
So he just drops from. You can also purchase it from Barracuteer in the concourse. There you go. We just have to wait for TennoCon. It's just a few months away. And there you go. I'll buy you 4 additional optical vandals.
Well, I don't. It's rubbish now. It doesn't do any damage. I don't know how to make it do damage. It does. It's awful. But anyway, no, that's my point. My whole point of this is you're saying I love the idea of a operator only mode. The thing is though, I would like to put behind it that you have to have all your waybounds unlocked before you're allowed to try.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I was trying to get at. I wasn't joking at all.
Yeah.
Because my operator, I will get around to it as soon as I finish maxing out the capacity for Unaru. It's made of tissue paper. It has armor because that's in the Unaru tree, but I don't have any extra health. I don't have any regen. I don't have any shields, and you need to get those waybounds unlocked to make your operator able to take more than the lightest punch. Because mine just falls to pieces. So that's why they'll give you an Orb Mother fight before they'll give you an operator only game mode. And so, I'm sorry, make it mandatory. People have to have their bloody waybounds unlocked. I don't mind. I used to go play the game more. I'd be like, fine.
And the Prophet of Zephyr, that's what we think is coming in 2022.
As I said, underwater basking. Anyway, that's actually the joke question. On a more serious note, we're within 2 weeks now of when DE should be holding their next dev stream. No. The first one of the year. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm feeling it's going to slip to February, is what I mean.
Believe.
What's that from? Believe. I can't remember what's from.
I don't know.
Since we've moved to monthly streams, DE have had even more excuses to cut back on their information going to us. With the release of large content taking priority and the holidays drawing close, they have used those events to not bring a lot of information to the table when they dev stream. With their first appearance of 2022, next question really needs to be posed to them, and I hope you agree. Deviri, when?
Oh, fuck off!
2026.
Actually,
I do not want to hear about Deviri for this entire freaking year. They should set first dev stream.
If it's coming out this year, fine.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Right. And to be honest, I'd like to, weigh in on don't bother doing any of this K-Drive bullshit. Don't bother with any of this mounted horse bullshit, because everyone's gonna fucking take an Arcwing.
Well, you won't. You'll probably be Drifter only. So, what's his name only? So you can't Arcwing.
Oh no, fucking, they will. They fucking will. Right? You'll be Drifter for like the first introductory quest, and then you'll get your Warframe. You already know it's gonna happen, Loz. Think about it. You're going to get your Warframe back.
See this emblem. And this is called Emblems.
Oh my god, that emblem's epic. Why didn't you use that?
Well, because I was going to save it, but I thought, I might use it. I find all the anime girl emblems. That's not even an emblem. I'm confused. It's really confused. I don't think that's an emblem.
Someone's shoulder.
Is that a shoulder? Yeah, I know. I get confused very easily. Bloody arms and shoulders.
Confused.
It's a good emblem. I'll use it next week then.
It was a good emblem.
Yeah.
I was thinking about saving mine, but mine would crash. Anyway, so... Oh, shit, what was I saying? You're just going to get your Warframe. You're just going to get... You're just going to get your Arcwing, make Arcwing great again, and then just going to zip-zap zoom straight to the moon, and then, All right, so should we move on?
On a more relative note, I personally feel that the dev stream will slip into February. Just because I don't think they're in the doing much in January. It's always been the case. January is almost like literally a dead month. I'll be shocked if they have it this in January. They'll probably be like, you know what, wait till February and we'll have a more better idea by then. So maybe let's have a check of the dates. I personally feel 4th of February. They'll do it on that Friday rather than the 28th of Jan. That's my personal feeling. They'll slip it to then. And
I really think that they need to stop being so tight-lipped about stuff.
Yes.
Now that New War's out of the way, they need to be really open about everything.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
You just found another sodding emblem.
I don't think so. I think I missed it if there was one. No, that's not an emblem. That's
no, it's on the other side.
No, they're gone.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was an event emblem.
Yeah, I don't think I found many past that first one on the lift. But I agree with you completely. They need to go back to, in my term, this is what I'm gonna call it, go back to form. Go back to how it used to be. Take the gag out of Steve's mouth, and let's have Steve go mental and tell us some awesome stuff. Because how he used to be, he needs to be unchained. He's been chained up for too long, and I want to hear about the excitement and the passion that he has from the game. That used to feed through to us through the dev streams, and it's just been this last year. It's just been like, it's just it doesn't help. Fine if they want to stick to the monthly thing rather than the 2-week thing. I really enjoyed the 2-week thing. I thought it was great. Again, it linked the devs to the player base in a much better way. If they can't go back to that because of COVID, or they're not going to go back to that because of COVID, that's fine. But there's that. I personally want them to say, the first thing I want to do is, right, to let everyone know, we're not even going to talk about Deviri till 2023, because that's when we're playing. Because, Steve said this is the year of improving all the, I can't remember what it was now, what needs to be improved in Warframe, whatever it was he said.
No, they're gonna release new content. There's
they will. But, like, it should be the content that needs to be added, not the big content that drops and the things they never talk about. They need loads of like small things. Like, hey, do you remember what I said at the start of last year? If we got 4 Tempestaries in the year, that'd been pretty good actually. If on the side of doing other things, they could release 4 Tempestari level quests.
But would you have the additional content like the Corpus Railjack?
That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. Or new tile sets, new game modes. Okay. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see massive cinematic. And no cinematic quest, no open world. That's what I want to see for 1 year. There's nothing but content.
Crossplay and mobile.
Yep. Focus on that.
No, don't focus on that, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
There's nothing to do. Oh, look, you can play with your friends on PlayStation and X. Yeah, but got nothing to do.
Okay. We'll see. Right. That's it for those. Let us move on now to... Where am I up to?
Community responses.
I was trying to find the button. It's there.
Ah, there's that one. Community
There's
responses.
the button. So,
Community responses.
Tony Kovanen, you guys know that Tonkor skin is coming to the game with the Protea Deluxe, right?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Well, it's coming. You can be very happy.
Okay, I am.
Dance and Origins. To be fair, I watched this podcast.
Wait. There's a Protea Deluxe coming out?
Apparently. I don't
Have
remember.
I missed that entirely?
Have a look. You go look for that.
I'm going to. Next one.
Dance and Origins. To be fair, I watched this podcast mainly with my ears at work in a lab, so I never really noticed the quality of the video, thinking it was auto 140p. There was quite a few people saying they didn't notice the quality of the videos.
Whoops.
Yep. I also want to know, Danson, what kind of lab you're in? That sounds interesting. Just if you want to, if you can, let us know. Also from Dance and Origins, in my opinion, why not have a drifter extra objective in normal missions? Like, say, an example, every 10 minutes in a survival, there's a drifter only objective where you have to basically play quest drifter for a bit for an extended C rotation reward.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. It's things like, in survival, you could still go do the Granum Void, can't you?
Say again?
The Granum Void?
In what?
Survival.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a sub. It wouldn't be cool if in survival missions on that map type, every 30 minutes there was a different like special Granum Void event where you had to send people in there to affect the drops of the main system or something. Wouldn't that be cool? Because you can do that. You can be in two places at once. However, at the moment you just go in there to do the general Granum Void rubbish. So
yeah, that could be a thing.
That could be interesting.
I'd be down for that. Yeah.
Hey, you can make it like a game mode where you have to every 30 minutes rescue some of the people from the Fortuna people. Moving on. Ryan Swass. Question. Would you pay for a season pass if it meant a steady stream of content for Warframe?
No.
I do. It's called Prime Access.
No. On a serious note, there are problems with season passes. The fact that their content is delivered in such a way that you have to log in daily to do it. If it is like a season pass, which is like, oh yeah, you could do it weekly, or you can do it monthly, or even quarterly, like the Prime Access. Sure. But the biggest design of a season pass is to be this drip-fed content.
For Warframe, as an example, then, how about if the Nightwave had the free rewards at the top, and then had the bottom rewards there was additional rewards that you had to pay for you unlock with the season pass?
I'd be fine with that. Yes, I'd be 100% fine with that. I would like to see a season pass though, where the evergreens were more frequent than or as equally frequent as the season pass rewards. Yeah?
Okay. Also from Ryan Swass. Hold up. Where's the quote guess at the end? You guys cutting contents? I paid YouTube Premium and I want my money's worth.
Well, YouTube Premium don't pay me. And we cut that 24 episodes ago?
Yeah,
25 episodes?
It was to save time on planning for the episodes, even though we're alternating. It could be quite... Sometimes they'd be quick and you'd do them in like 20 minutes. Other times you could spend hours.
Wouldn't. Don't lie.
Once or twice. Very rarely.
No, it's like always an hour.
It took time trying to find them, and we'd have to go through IMDb's quote page, and it was just a lot of time outside the episode, and we just...
As long as the quotes were actually there as well, because more and more recent movies just had... Oh god, and that was another problem. It's like COVID. We weren't seeing any new movies or anything like that, so...
Yes, yeah, so either you'd end up with me giving you quotes from 1930s, or Xeno giving you random films nobody's ever watched from the 1980s or something, or the same quote, So we dropped that section. Sad, but it just had to go. Stromber Shell, it was massive. I didn't realise there was a drop in quality. Might be because I just listened anyway. Thanks for another great show, you two. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Publisher. Last couple ones. Peter Graver on focus lenses. Xeno, when you devolve into such a tangent, you self-realize your attention has slipped, yet continue to meander further from the topic. Me?
Yeah.
I'm ADD.
I like the topic.
I'm ADD and OCD lol, and you guys are a mess. Thank you, Peter Graver. This was on the focus lens topic last week, and yeah, we are. We are. I'll tell you why, Peter. I'll tell you why. Right? To be able to do this show continuously for 8 years, our brains have come up with two self-defense mechanisms. One is that our brains will just keep chucking random thoughts into our heads, so that when we're trying to talk about a topic, we just meander our thing. And the other one is once we finish an episode, our brains compartmentalize and forget it. So by next episode, we can't remember what we talked about.
How we even proved it this episode where Loz was like, say that thing again with the hand movements. I'm like,
oh, that was a joke.
What?
I was trying to get you to. Oh, and then you could.
Yeah, but I didn't even remember what hand movements or what thing I had even said.
2 seconds later, yeah. And last one, JJ24. I know you guys were talking about dead game modes, but did you know that Frame Fighter got an update on November 11th that introduced Lavos, Sevagoth, Zaku, Ureli, Baruch, Gauss, Hildren, Wisp, Protea, and Grendel?
No, I didn't know that.
There we go. Loz is right about Conclave. It really just has a skeleton crew to keep it from crashing. DE could have stuck with the Conclave like they did with Railjack. I think it's too late to save Conclave because people's perception has been set.
I don't know about that. I think the problem with PvP is that it is a completely different experience. It's like, you play, you hear some of the horror stories from other games like Call of Duty or what's some of the other more recent
2?
Destiny 2 or
Valorant,
Fortnite, Valorant, League of Legends. Yeah,
Apex Legends.
PvP is just so different. I mean, we got a death of a game. Was it yesterday? Which was Overwatch. So I want to give a shout out to that. It's really good.
I think that's such a thing against Blizzard because it's like, oh my god, Overwatch 2. Yeah, your game's dead. Your game's dead.
Well, no, the only reason why the game's dead is because they announced Overwatch 2, which basically said, yeah, we're not going to be doing any more content for Overwatch, and as a result, no one's going to fucking bother playing Overwatch then.
Mm-hmm.
So watching you trying to shoot this was painful.
I was having fun. I think I was listening to 3 YouTube videos or something at the same time while playing a app game as well.
Wow! Hold on. You watch stuff at double speed. Now you're watching 3 at the same time.
Yep. I haven't. I alternate between them because this is the thing about attention spans. I'm not watching them simultaneously at the same time because they don't.
Oh, okay.
Right. No, I like watch one, pause it, go back to the second one, pause it, go to the third one, watch a bit of that, go back to the first one. No, I'm not literally got 3 playing and being like, I can absorb all information into my brain at double speed. No.
Okay. It's fair.
Right, you done?
Yeah. I mean, were there no other community responses?
That was it. That was the last one. Sorry, that was last.
Okay, cool. Right.
So let's move on to the memes. So
memes.
all these memes, or memes as he likes to call them because he's insane, are from r/meme friend subreddit. They're also linked in the description of this video, so you can go there, along with the 7th meme, which is Secret Meme of the Week. Though I would say I haven't been able to find videos in quite a while. The r/meme frame people seem to just not do videos, so I just had to basically pick. It's basically become bonus meme. So there we go. You get your bonus meme.
Do you think they've been banned? Do you think video things have been banned?
No, not banned.
Oh,
I think it just takes more effort, and that sometimes they don't. I try and find them. I even scroll down to see if they're just not upvoted as much, and I can't find any. I just give up after a while. Right,
I mean,
so first,
anime ones are just like more often than not video. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So first one is Elon is back at it. Business Insider, unless you think a trip to Mars is too pricey for most people, Musk has said that he intends for there to be loans available for those who don't have money and jobs on the Red Planet for colonists to pay off their debts. Some critics say Musk's plan resembles an interplanetary form of indentured servitude.
Oh my god!
Do you think we could probably sell him our video that we made for DE as like a
video? Well, I mean, technically they own that, so no.
Oh, damn it!
But
I think Elon Musk would be very interested.
I mean, yeah, that would be hilarious.
Meme number 2.
So yeah.
Worst type of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Huh. Your name's not on our list. Of course not. I don't belong here. You're looking at the guy who sells Ignis race blueprints for 50 platinum. And then the guy from hell takes him down to galvanized hell.
Well done. Well done. Good job.
That was I think it was the second or third highest upcover one. Anyway, meme number 3. Keith Powers. Powers is the greatest of all time. Alright, it's just a free-to-play game about crazy magical space ninja puppets. Doesn't need to be that good. Keith Powers.
I'm so glad you explained what greatest of all time meant, because like...
Oh, you've never heard GOAT? The GOAT?
No, I have. That's the problem. It's only been explained to me as GOAT, right?
Oh.
But no one has ever elaborated it on it. It's
Greatest
like, oh
of all
man, that's so good.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Okay, cool. Next one.
I don't like to use it personally because it's like, of all time, are you able to work in 4 dimensions? Do you know what's going to happen in all of time? I mean, if it was the GOAT to date, that would make sense. Greatest of all time to date. I could get behind that. But like all time, man, I mean...
We are so scientific.
Exactly. I want a peer review study on this. Hey, moving on. Too many separate multipliers do be like that. The true conversationalist. Hey, little meta. How's your balance? Throws spear. Does minus... what is that? That's million. 2,147,483,648 impact damage in minus. Yeah.
How would that even work?
Too many multipliers. I don't know.
Like, would that heal them?
I know you can heal enemies with things in this game because of how stupid it is, but yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, maths. Yep.
Yeah, it's like how's it going, meta? Yeah. Yep. It's like, yeah, it's broken. Right, next one. It took my heart to understand this one. They've been in the game for more than 2 years. Get with the times, plebs. Corrupted Heavy Gunner, Faction Orikin, Ferrite Armor 500, Clone Flesh 700, Regions Void. Cosman, Gokstad Officer, Faction Grineer. Ferrite Armor 1000, Clone Flesh 1000, Regions Earth, Saturn, Vale.
I have no idea what Cosma Gokstad Officer is.
Cosma Gokstad Officer. It's a female Grineer troop found in Railjack missions.
Okay.
So the thing is, when people do their videos in the simulacrum, everyone always does corrupted heavy gunners.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what the plebs do. But the real aficionados would use this because it's tougher.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
With exactly the same weaknesses.
Yep.
Right. And final meme of the week. These build times are getting ridiculous. Warframe players when they can't rush their wife's pregnancy with Plat.
What the fuck?
Well, it just takes 9 months, man. What kind of build time is this? I just, come on, man. I need to have the new frame.
Oh dear God! I've just read the first comment. No. No. Have you just read it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, cool. Yeah.
You read the next comment?
No.
Too bad you don't get the resource.
Oh God, no!
If anyone else wants to follow along with Xeno's pen, go into the comments and find all the links to the r/me subreddit.
Let's move on. Let's hit the community shout out. Yeah, here we go. Community shout out. So first community shout out is Monstrous Ivara by R Neophyte. Really like the design of this one.
A more biological / monstrous looking design for Ivara I recently drew.
Yep.
Very true. Obviously, Drew.
I mean, come on. This is not drawn. This is like, true. Just get the nanomolecular lathe out because this is just freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Vara is supposed to be jellyfish, but this is quite shark-like. But I think it works. It's amazing.
I think baseline of Vara is more frog, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, the prime is jellyfish.
Yeah.
The base one is frog.
Yeah. Right. The second one is we have Drifter and Ordis by DJ. Sorry, DG rather.
I know I mostly draw Mass Effect, but I just really love the interactions between the Drifter and Ordis. I absolutely adore Ordis's new trash can look. Is Ordis dead or not? I'm confused because did Ordis get shot with laser beam?
Physical body.
But then it still uses that physical body for all communications now.
Yeah, I like the physical body to come back at some point.
I do as well. I love that little capey drifty thing. I think it's so much better. Also,
I also like the ability to switch.
Why does it say bonk sound effect?
Where?
In the middle of on the clothing.
Hold on.
There's a bonk sound effect. Is that the Ordis bonked into the back of them?
No, that might be a no idea. I just assumed that would be a watermark.
Yeah.
Or maybe Ordis bumped into them. Anyway, the next one we have the Lotus / Natar by Ornheit. We haven't had an Ornheit in ages. Ornheit used to do a lot of the sentient concepts, the fan concepts for sentience.
Sorry, I know I even just think about it. It annoys me even more that the whole thing of like, oh, it's Lotus becoming sentient Lotus, and then the start of the quest, I just realised it just goes, just gonna take that sentient bit and just throw it in the trash can because we don't care about sentience anymore. Sorry.
Okay. Made a mistake.
I'm done.
However, this is gorgeous. Very well done. And we're moving on to the next one. Valkyr and Rhino by Milkshake369. So, yep. There's little Valkyr. Got blood on her hoodie. And basically trying to get Rhino to wash it off.
I think Rhino has washed it off and is returning it to Valkyr.
Oh, okay.
Because Valkyr's got the little like happy things under the eyes, and then to the right of the thing, it's got like the little white stars that would indicate it's been washed and cleaned.
Okay.
And I think it's like the first one's Rhino's like, oh no, they have ruined their lovely jacket. I shall wash it for them. And then Valkyr's like, oh, thanks for washing my thing. There you go.
Yep. Then we have this gorgeous Caliban Tenogen design by Edwino22. I want to take some time for this. I wish Caliban had this head right now in game. This is dope head. I think this is gorgeous.
Oh, there we go. Oh wow.
Yeah. He wants it just as much as I want it. So I really hope this gets. Yeah.
I would like to see like a side on a 45-degree angle or a 3D model or something, but the concept of what that because there's so many ways you could interpret what it's showing here, but that is nice.
Yeah.
And you say it's now in Tenogen, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. This is why I brought it up. So Caliban's now in the Tenogen roster, so Tenogen artists can come up with stuff. I really hope we see this in game.
Yeah.
Right, and then number 6 is Engineer Protea Deluxe design by Leonidax.
Nice.
Yep. So very EF2 design.
I need to go back to Protea because I like the concept of it, but I just don't feel it did enough.
Yeah. I also looked for the Protea. Oh gosh, Deluxe.
Yeah.
I didn't see that Tonkor skin there, so I'm not quite sure how. Like maybe they changed the weapon or something because it looked like they were doing it for a different weapon.
Well, that was Tony Covenant. So Tony, if you're there, please could you either send it write it into the comments of this video, or send it to Xeno on Twitter. Any link or information you have,
or Discord or whatever.
Yeah, he's curious.
Okay. Yep. All right, and that is it for the community shoutouts, and it's also it for this episode.
No, that's Emblems.
That's Emblems.
There's an outro. Yes.
Where's the other? I was like, where are the supporters gone? Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and hopefully Loz won't chat ban me again during the recording, and I hope everyone didn't get horrendously confused like I did. So yeah.
Okay.
Loz?
Yeah, we'll see everyone next week. I'm hopefully this new eternal wait that we in won't be that eternal, and I think first week of February. We can all just hope for some exciting news, and we'll see you all next week. Oh, and don't forget, Prime Resurgence is probably on this. Is probably the last week, so do not miss out on either finding your Aya or buy stuff. There you go. All right, bye everyone. See you next week.
Bye.